What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of TK's Brew. I'm your host, DJ Kino. We have two special guests. One been here on the podcast before, one brand new. Give it up to my good friends. Give it up for DJ Reckshop and DJ Marco Anthony. Yeah.
What's good?
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up? Welcome back.
Thanks. So I'm not actually the guest, right?
You're the co-host.
I'm co-hosting.
You're co-hosting.
Today.
Yeah.
So it's we're really here for Marco. Find out a little more about Marco.
Yeah, we're not gonna put his name on the title. He's not that important.
Agreed.
He already had his thing.
Agreed.
He's getting up there.
Also, go watch it. I need the help.
Yo, hey, you're damn
It's
almost
down,
last.
Down at the
place.
bottom for sure. Down at the bottom
Jesus.
for sure. Everyone takes an L. Every
Hey,
time.
you know what's
It's
funny
okay.
though? Everybody is making this like a slight competition.
I think you're encouraging the competition.
No, I didn't even like. I mean, like I'll look at it on my own time. But Anthem was the one that was like, "Hey, like, so like, are we competing?" And I was like, "You make it sound like you want to, my guy." I mean,
That's funny. What do you mean by competition?
whoever's got the most views on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And right now, Baby Echo, little baby Rhino Echo, has the most fucking ones
Leading the way.
Wow.
on everything. Even on Spotify downloads, he has like 36. Like I think I was telling you earlier, like that means someone actually, because you don't have to download shit on Spotify, people. They actually downloaded this. So it's saved on their shit to hear Echo. That's crazy.
And for what is that? So where you can just listen to it offline?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you listen to Echo on the plane.
Well,
Might have to.
Hey, man.
If it was that good of an episode, I'll go back and
Hey, that's the boy.
Run it back.
Hey, he'll be coming up soon. We're going to have another episode with him soon. But enough with us. Tell us about you, young man.
well, well, my name is DJ Marco Anthony. I started DJing about 3 years ago, and I want to know what y'all want to know about me.
I mean, tell us why. Tell us your story. We already know your story.
Well, the main reason was
Tell them.
growing up, I've always been interested in music. I took guitar lessons, I did piano, but I never really grasped something like fully. And so whenever I got the chance to hear DJs, I remember it was like I went to a show called Jambalaya, and I went to it like 2 or 3 times. And it was this one time when I heard J. Cole's DJ. Like I heard him like scratch, and I was like, that's fucking cool. So like I would like go online and like look up like this guy, and so like he had like routines and stuff online, and I thought that shit was cool. So like eventually when I got to Austin, I started working in a bar, and I was bar backing, and I basically got the chance to hear DJs, and I thought it was really dope. So
That's what's up. That's what's up.
so I basically I hear these different DJs at shows, really concerts. That's what I started to get into first. I was just going to like a bunch of like festivals, concerts. And that's when like I really got to see like DJing's like an art craft, like people like really put in work to this. And so like that's when I first started to realize like, oh, like this is like another avenue of music. And so like eventually I got to Austin and I started working in a bar, like not even realizing that I would be like next to other DJs. And so like when I started working there, there was 3 DJs. There was DJ Nice, rest in peace. There was DJ Reckshop, the guy right here. And
Who's that?
There was DJ Spinna, and so there was those 3 guys,
Spinna.
and so like I would hear them Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like over and over every single weekend because that was just I worked there, and so that was my full-time job at the time. And so basically, I finally got to ask Reckshop if just for some tips on like how to get started, and he actually like took my number down and like kind of told me like what to get, and so that's how like I first really got into this.
I want to ask you, what's going through your head when this door guy pulled up and said, "Hey, I'm trying to be a DJ"?
It's not uncommon.
Yeah, it's not. But I want like
it's not
this guy.
Well, I mean, everyone, especially like it's more of like a compliment, right?
Mm-hmm.
They come up and like, oh, hey, can you teach me a little bit? They're pretty much saying, I see what you do. I enjoy your style or your interpretation of it. So it's cool. I mean, it's cool, but it's not uncommon.
It happens. That's what I'm saying. It happens all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like it's not like the chances of you actually pulling through with that happening are not even almost rare, like damn near impossible, because it never happens. I mean, no one ever really like comes through with that craft. Obviously, you did.
For sure, it was definitely to my surprise that like someone would actually like help. It was just I was just taking a shot pretty much, and so this is, mind you, this is 2019, so this is before COVID. So we basically we start texting each other, and he just kind of tells me like, you know, what to get, like the equipment, like what's good to like start practicing on. And so like in the meantime, I'm kind of just working and saving up money to like finally like get it, because I just really want to do this. Like this is just something like I have a passion for, like, but I need equipment first. And so basically this is 2019 in about like December, so like right before COVID hits. And so COVID hits, and then I'm out of a job basically. And so I'm like, this is like the perfect time to like learn how to DJ. And so during the course of like COVID, I ended up buying equipment, turntables, and a mixer. And so like over that period of time, I basically just sat in my room every single day and just practiced. And
So were you tripped out that you like gave it all? Because you pretty much did. You literally went like all in on just like something that you.
100%. Yeah. Like, I mean, literally spent all of my money on DJ equipment. I mean, I didn't have any money left. Like,
because I remember when I started, it was like, it was one of those things where it was like, damn, am I really doing this?
Yeah.
It was a thought. Like, I loved it. Obviously, I love music, everything, but 100%.
It was. I love the thought of it. I loved like what it could become, and I just, you know, I stuck to the course of it.
So I forget part of the story. We've already been through so much. Did you? I gave you two options, right? Whether to get like a controller to get started or to go get equipment. Correct.
Correct. And I think like when you told me like you're like if you're learning on something, it should probably be turntables. It's just a more comfortable way to learn. And
I thought it was harder. Like,
okay, it is harder, but I guess what I'm saying is now I'm more comfortable on everything.
It's easier to go back. It's harder to go backwards, I think.
Yes. I mean, I can't speak for it because that's what I started on, but it did make everything feel a little more comfortable for me personally. And so that's what I did. I basically bought the turntables, and I started practicing over COVID. And then during the time, I'm also still working part-time as like a door guy, just because I need the money during COVID. Like they started to open up a little bit. And so I started doing like stuff like that. And I worked at a bar, Greenlight Social. And I did that for some time. And then eventually I got an opportunity to do happy hours over there. And so that was my first like gig, really.
Yeah.
Was happy hours from 6 to 10 every Saturday. And I did that for over a year. And throughout the course of that time, I got better and better just being able to like DJ somewhere. And so the gigs started coming in like just kind of like everywhere. I started just playing everywhere. And then eventually, you know, I started figuring out where I wanted to be at. So
you're kind of a sleeper.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Sleepers and how? What do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
As in this man, like, he'll come up out of nowhere and just like completely murder some shit. And next thing you know, he's at EDC. And you're just like, who the fuck is Marco Anthony? Yeah. And next thing you know, he's like playing at Ibiza. And you're like, how the fuck?
the progression has been fast for sure. That's long story short.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been cool to see you start maneuvering your way from a happy hour into, I'm going to go to 6th Street and get gigs because you were just on the grind, like on the hunt, right? Just
you were a fucking dog.
I still just on the grind, yeah.
Yeah,
you were a fucking buckshot.
And then it's like anything else, right? Connections, solid preparation.
Yeah, so I mean, in a good position. And that's around the same time I met Kino is during that period of like right when I started getting the Greenlight happy hours. It was like,
well, didn't I introduce?
And you introduced me to Kino at a bar called Moonlight.
Yeah,
where it was like,
actually, I think there's another thing. I think you pulled up on me at Buck Wild on your own. I think so, right?
Well, no. First we met at Moonlight.
Okay,
he was DJing. At the time, this is like still kind of COVID era, like where like not all the bars were fully open, so like everyone was just kind of doing different stuff.
Were you still a door guy during that time?
I was still a door guy.
That's crazy.
I was still a door guy.
Oh, really? You weren't DJing by then?
No, he was, but he was at Buckshot.
When I met you, that's around the same. What I'm saying is the same period, like right when I quit being a door guy. It's around like this is like springtime. This is like March, and so like this is like when I stopped being a door guy. And I basically just took a leap of faith and was like, I'm just gonna DJ. That's it.
Yeah.
And so I did, and I realized that it takes hard work to be where you want to be at. So that's what I did. I just grinded, and so far,
I still remember pulling up to you at Buckshots. This man like fucking carrying goddamn subs
Yeah.
up like 3 flights of stairs.
I remember
and
the
shit.
story. I remember the
Bro,
story. Yeah.
and I was like, this is ass. Yo.
Yeah, sweating, right?
Just
Like
sweating, like have the nice fit on, just completely sweaty, starting to gig. Like,
Hey, side
just-
note, they got evicted, so I think they're done.
so.
Oh, really?
You can see that in the chat.
Oh, no, I'm not in the chat.
You're not? You
not
just,
me
you just
neither,
like
yeah.
come in and out. And you
I didn't. I'm not in the chat.
I'm not in the chat.
I'm not in the chat.
You're just quiet.
I'm just not in the chat.
Yeah. I'm popping every now and then. But I popped in and I saw something that said like, yeah, they owe like $93,000 or something in rent. So they're getting evicted.
Yeah, that's just so
RIP.
crazy. Like that just goes to show from like the years of like, you know, being an up and coming DJ. Like they had him moving around subs before his gig. Like to me that's just so like that's so
For the amount of pay you were getting too from that place, that's not how you should treat
It was
a DJ.
bottom of the barrel for that from that aspect.
Yeah.
But also like I didn't know any better, and also I didn't have any other gigs.
I was gonna say it's a starting point.
And so
again,
when
it's just
and so it's just like,
looks like.
yeah, it's just a starting point.
It's
That's all it
tough.
was. Everybody has to start somewhere. And,
Facts.
I happen to start at these places, and
It's not uncommon for it to be like that though. For the bar to request a DJ to do. I mean, how much equipment is Crazy Mix bringing to his gigs?
Well, see, Crazy Mix is though, and I've talked to him about this. He's actually getting paid separately, basically as a light guy.
Yeah, now.
No, even then. I mean,
no,
like,
no,
no, they were paying for him for everything.
No, they told me they weren't.
Oh, they weren't?
They were
Oh, I didn't know
not.
that.
Yeah, he
I
was
think
like
he was telling me they were.
No, they don't pay for anything.
Oh,
And then that's why he was like, I want to leave Moonlight because like they're not. And I think they are now. I think they finally reached an agreement. But for a while they were just like kind of like, oh, well, you know, like he's doing it to, you know, build himself up, build his own brand up. He's got ways to help himself. He wants to try to.
right.
But then the bar just saw like an opening to take advantage, I feel like.
I mean, shout out to Sergio. He does it all. Like, that
Yeah,
man
bro,
is
crazy.
a fucking... he was working, 7 days a week, nonstop.
Yeah.
Bringing all these lights, electrical shit, and just setting everything. I was
You
like,
should see
dude,
the production he's got. Yeah, I mean, have you ever seen it? It's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got all sorts of shit there.
That's great.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I pull up with the backpack.
He does a really good job at that stuff. For
Yeah.
sure. It's
But it's crazy to think that bars will like try to get away with stuff like that. I mean, you were an
100%.
example at one point.
Yeah,
I'm sure at
100%.
some point they've. I mean, I know I have.
I mean, apparently, they weren't paying rent, so they weren't that trustworthy. So, I mean, fuck.
especially, you know, the guys that don't know any better. It's just a part of the grind. I feel like everybody starts at a place, and
Yeah.
you know, you don't know any better, so you get better, and then you start to realize like, oh, like it doesn't really go like this. Like
See, that was your start. Was that Buckshot? Was that
that was my first start.
your first little grind start?
Was it a residency?
It was.
It was, yeah,
I was
I remember
doing every Saturday night, and so I would do that after my happy hour shift, and so I would go from West 6th to 6th Street, and just that's what I would do every Saturday. That was my only gigs. So like I only had 2 gigs a week. It was Saturdays,
This is 2021.
and I had Saturdays and I had Mondays. I was doing Monday nights on Toulouse on 6th Street as well.
Oh yeah.
I
And
remember that too.
so I did that for a year as well. So these gigs lasted like a year, pretty much, and then eventually I started to get opportunities outside of that, which led to more opportunities, and so that's how things got kicked off. But yeah,
Yeah, we all had our little grind stories. You said yours on the podcast when you did your episode. Yeah.
6th Street, same thing.
Yeah.
6th Street,
But
yeah,
also same thing. I was taken advantage of for a couple of years as a young guy, not knowing, right?
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of unfortunately that's one of
Yeah.
the things that happens in our industry. We just don't know
Yeah.
or get convinced somehow that this is the way to go.
Yeah, until you see that it's complete bullshit and that you just don't want to do that.
And I'm sure in some cases it's beneficial, right? In some cases,
Yeah.
like
Sure.
not every bar is like trying to get over on you. I'm just saying,
Nah.
in the industry that has happened, and, you know, it's not uncommon to see it happen to somebody.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But some people don't leave. You know, some people, like you said, some people just get stuck in that like mindset of this is just how it is, or they get comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How would you say your schedule is now compared to like those years where, you know, you only had a couple of gigs, there was certain ones. How do you feel about your schedule now compared to then?
I mean, my schedule is definitely like a lot more full. I would say pretty much too full. Sometimes I have to. I right now I'm just picking and choosing the spots respectfully. But I would say it's completely changed now. It's kind of I'm kind of locked into the industry. I feel like in Austin at least, and yeah, the gigs have gotten better for one. Two, it's a lot more.
Consistent.
It's very consistent. So
Where do you want to see yourself playing at?
I personally want to make music. So I personally would love to be playing at festivals, but in all reality, I love being a club DJ, and I think that that's where I want to go first. I think that I want to work my way, keep climbing the ladder as far as club DJs go, and just keep going until, I find my sound and find exactly what I want to make. But in the meantime, like, edits and everything are still like in my schedule.
So that hits on something I want to ask. What is your sound? What do you think is your sound?
I think it's tech house.
Tech house?
I think so.
Because you've been doing some after hours shit too.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's tech house. Of what I personally want to produce,
Okay.
is going to be tech house. And yeah, getting into the after hours recently in the past few months has definitely like not just changed my perspective, but now I know like how to play this genre of music in this setting, which is just completely different than anything else. Like those types of sets, rather than like an open format set, it's just different, and I really like it. And so I see myself doing that, but I also see myself mainly focusing on being a club DJ right now. As far as right now goes, I'm focused on being a club DJ and climbing that ladder and making more connections throughout Texas. But in the future, I have a younger brother also that loves to make music, and we collab on a lot of stuff. And so I definitely see us being a artist collectively, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who don't know, his brother's name is Jake.
My brother Jake. So right now, like,
Shout out Jake.
Shout out Jake.
Wolfgang Puck.
Right
on
now.
Mozart.
Yeah.
That's a chef.
So right now,
God damn it.
Imagine. chef.
He's a
producer.
fucking chef, bro.
Chef Mark.
Okay.
Bro, this man, you didn't know this man could cook?
Actually, you've cooked for me before.
I love cooking.
Yeah.
Cooking's
Yeah.
another one of my passions, really.
But I
Dog,
think-
like I saw on like your girl's story or whatever, she had
Yeah.
posted some shit about like make some capris or some shit. Look fucking fire.
Yeah, I mean, I'm I'm fully Italian as well. So
He's not
Shout out
Mexican.
my mom for all the recipes. She put me onto cooking. So like she would cook for us every single night, not only but just show me as well. Like she's like, you need to learn, because whenever you get on your own, like no one's gonna be doing it for you. So
Yeah, facts.
so I just paid attention. I was like, I also started to like it as well. And so yeah, I love cooking. I love trying new recipes and stuff like
But I
that.
told this man, I was like, you need to make some like, cause content wise, he's not the best at the social media.
I'm learning. I'm learning.
But he's getting there.
Finding your lane.
Yeah, finding my lane.
But what I was gonna tell him is, bro, you need to make some cooking TikToks or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this shit is crazy good.
Absolutely.
Imagine like cooking TikTok goes fucking viral,
Bro, right?
Oh.
and then like he has to like share DJing with like
Yo,
cooking
he
TikToks.
just becomes
Honestly, I would
becomes a
love
celebrity
that.
chef. Like, what the fuck? I don't know.
I would love to be a chef DJ.
That'd be
like DJing and then like kitchen and turntables, and,
Bro,
like, and
right.
then live stream that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're
God.
in there.
Automatically.
I'm tuned in.
I'd be
I'm
tuned in too.
I'm tuned in, and I'm ordering Grubhub or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't think it's been done.
making shrimp Alfredo and over here playing some tunes. Like the fuck, Yo, that'd be fucking fire.
You never know. But yeah, I love cooking. That's just another one of my passions. So yeah, I think that eventually, like, I need to create some type of content for that. But like I said, I'm just figuring everything out. Again, like everybody probably doesn't know, but I'm just a younger guy, and so I feel like I'm just now getting into like this industry, like this world of like everything. So it's like I turned 21 2 years ago. So it's like I never even like been to the clubs like crazy like that or anything. So everything's just a learning process, and it's coming quick, which has been nice for sure.
That's good. Fuck yeah.
I have a question. What is your explain your outlook for whenever you first wanted to like be a DJ compared to like now, on an understanding that there's different kinds of DJs. There's wedding DJs specialize in this thing. There are club DJs. There are festival DJs. There's these different genres that you're now super tapped into.
Yes.
What's the perspective of like prior to that, and then learning that as you've come up?
It's a lot of perspective, honestly, because growing up, like I just listened to hip hop. I grew up on hip hop, so that was just like my main genre. Like that's what I knew the best. But I also knew like all types of music. That's just like my main genre. So growing up, getting into the DJ world, I was wondering like, does everybody do the same thing, or is it like different? And that's what I started to learn, is that there's all types of different types of DJs. And right now, I think like the club DJs, like the space I'm in, but it's cool to see like that there is like just straight house DJs and open format guys, R&B, just everything. And yeah, I think I've leveraged myself more towards like a club DJ, but I think you can go any route and be successful for sure. And I love like listening to other DJs and how they DJ, because it's cool. There's so many like different ways, and it's like an art, and there's just so many different ways to portray it. And so I think that yeah, I mean that's my outlook on like all the different types of DJs. It's pretty cool to see everybody be great at what they do in their own way, but
and have guys that are like so passionate about one direction.
Yes.
You know, that's not even the same direction as you.
exactly.
And then so like to compare like two people that are passionate, like just as passionate, but about two different things is unique, especially when it's in like somewhat of the same field, right? If you ever get to talk to like DJ Exile, right? Killing the Vegas Latin scene.
Exactly.
But then you talk to like a Five or an Eric Deluxe that are open format of Vegas scene. See what I'm saying? Like it's a very like, it's two different worlds, but also killing it. You know what I mean? So
that's the beauty of it. There's a space for everybody and for every route. So,
Would you ever do a wedding?
I think so. Yeah,
Really?
I would.
I mean, yeah, I got a wedding this Saturday. They're fucking, the only thing I like about weddings is the money. The money is solid, but they're annoying as fuck. Just dealing with like, almost like the pressure of, that's the thing about club DJing. There's going to be a Saturday night at that club. There's going to be a Friday night at that club. You're not the only Friday. You're not the only Saturday. If you miss, the only person you're really fucking up is yourself, because you missed that. You didn't do well. You don't do well on their weddings. That's with them forever. And that fucking pressure is tough sometimes.
That is true. I mean, I can't.
Yeah.
But don't you think it's weird that like guys that do weddings don't feel that? They feel the opposite. They're like, I couldn't play 200 songs in 4 hours.
It's just a different vibe. I mean, like, you have house DJs. I'm not just saying house DJs, but like people who do more like, 2-hour sets. They're used to 2-hour headliner sets or 2-hour just regular festival sets. They go out and they're like, bro, like you DJ 5 hours, like I would shoot myself in the head. And I'm just like, I mean, yeah, it's just different vibes.
I feel like that's just going back to like how there's just all different types of DJs.
There's just so
like,
many different lanes,
like,
so many different everything.
So many different lanes, routes, and people are great at what they do. And it's,
Yeah.
I feel like any person, I mean, maybe not, there's guys that can do all of it, but like there are guys that like just do weddings. So like when they step outside of that space, they feel uncomfortable. Or when, for say, like me stepping into a wedding space, I probably would feel a little uncomfortable just being my first time for sure. But yeah, I mean, that's I feel like.
Because what makes a good wedding DJ is a good DJ on the mic. You would actually do decent at weddings.
Okay, so I 100% understand that, like, if I decide that club DJing is no longer my route,
Yeah.
I would easily move into the wedding market, because
Which you should.
I should anyways, but I'm not over the club stuff.
Yeah, well, like even if you were like headlining, like you would at a certain point, because I'm probably gonna do this like when in my like 50s and shit, or like in my maybe not. We'll see about 50s, but that's a little late. But like maybe 40s and shit. Like I would want to do shit. If I did a wedding a week, maybe 2 weddings every weekend, bro, I'm banking. I'm retired. I'm chilling.
The thought has crossed my mind.
Yeah.
The thought has crossed my mind. Yeah. Okay. Say like you're at a place in your career where you just want to do headline gigs. You're trying to really focus your brand on just headline gigs, right? Mm-hmm. Well, then you could step out of your typical market, right? Step away from your 4-hour weekday residencies, step out of that, and then into more something, the private event market, weddings, whatever. And then even though, you're not getting the immediate local exposure, but you can focus on maybe your bigger brand. You can focus on getting booked somewhere else. You can focus on not being seen at your local typical spot. And that builds more of the separation between that. So there's that avenue if you wanted to do it that way. I mean,
And the crazy thing is too, like since I've been in both of these markets, because I mean, I told you I started in a company that was a wedding company. We would go to, our networking was going to like shows. like wedding
Conventions.
Yeah. That's what I meant. And we would set up a fucking booth. Everything. We'd pull up there. They made us wear our little tuxedos and shit. You know, I was looking fly, like fucking special.
You wore a tuxedo in a convention?
Bro, we had to wear. It was hot.
I bet, yeah.
In that bitch. Wearing bow tie and everything. But we literally just grab people, just selling shit. Wow. And I've always been decent at sales. Like I've been in sales in a couple jobs that I've had, and like literally we just grab random people walking by and be like, hey, when are you getting married? This blah blah blah, question, and we book right there.
Y'all just network like that.
There's network like that. But also it was like I would go with the guys who have been in that industry, still a DJ industry, and they would talk to the other DJs just how we talk. They'd be like, oh, yo, you going to that other convention? Oh, you doing that? You doing that? Be like, oh, that's the GOAT right there.
It's a world.
It's another fucking world, bro.
It's another world.
But it's crazy. The same. Yeah. They use the same equipment. I mean, for the most part, they're DJs. You know, it's just a different world of DJing. And it's like, it's crazy. I thought about that right now, like seeing us and seeing them. They're just a little more structured. In a sense, they have their business. That's their like business. Us, we're more like we can just pull up to clubs, get booked. It's a little, I wouldn't say easier, but essentially it kind of is. Like they have to bring their own equipment.
The logistics are less for us.
It's less, 100%.
Absolutely,
a lot less.
Yeah, they're dealing with you know, sometimes they hire DJs, but also there's a level of equipment, setup, breakdown.
It's the whole thing.
Transportation.
But also they're getting paid way more than us. Even as headliners, they're getting paid. And granted, they're doing way more work, but they're getting paid more.
Yeah, I mean, not all headliners.
I mean, hey, calm down. No,
check. No, it's not by any means me because I'm under that mark. But like actual.
Oh, okay,
like actual guys that
like
talking about like
scam artist guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, up there.
There's guys that have rates at $4 or $5 grand for sure.
That fucking. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Danger Zone. I was having a conversation with him recently, and he was like, "Oh yeah, my rate's at like $3 grand."
Jesus Christ!
Again,
standard rate for me, you know what I mean? So it's like,
and that just makes me think like again, like there's just every avenue. There's a way to be like that successful, but some might take more work, more social media, more content. Some might take less.
Some are more limited. What we do compared to weddings at that rate would be more limited.
I wanted to ask you something, and this is like completely 180ing our convo we are having right now.
Okay.
Growing up in your time period, you're born in like 99-ish area.
I was born in 99.
Yeah, so like
Sheesh.
Hey, when were you born?
I was born 87, holding it down when the Air Max 1 released. Remember that?
Yeah, that's why you like them shoes. That makes sense.
These are.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, you ain't repping today.
But I do like Air Max 1s. Yeah, 87. So what? Fuck.
4s in the Air Maxes. That's
4s and Air Maxes.
That's you.
Air Maxes.
Well, we'll talk about sneakers later. But
so 99.
No, yeah. So like, I grew up in a time period where I had social media in high school. You had social media in like 5th grade up to like middle school through high school.
Yeah, I would say probably middle school is like when it first like started. Like before that was like Facebook and like MySpace. But again, like these are like MySpace is something I never touched. It was already gone before I even.
So you've always had social media
before or after, like MySpace was never even a thing to us because it was
crazy,
it was already gone.
Dog, I was begging my parents for MySpace,
and so
bro.
And so like
missed a good run, bro.
Yeah,
the,
so
the
like
fucking music, the music weekly thing. Oh
yeah, missed a good run.
And so Facebook was like the really first like social media platform like that. It was like so cool to have like a Facebook like when I was like 13. And so that was like the first thing I ever had. And then eventually it moved into, I think Snapchat is like the next thing I had. And then Instagram shortly right after Facebook. So yeah, I mean, it was a lot different. I mean, I feel like I wouldn't like what's it like without social media? That's the question, because
know
you've had both. You've had both. I've only had one side of it, you know.
Yeah, like dog.
Yeah, so you don't know the perspective.
So I can't really see the perspective because I've only seen it one way. But yeah, I could imagine life without social media, but I wouldn't know.
I was gonna get at it because like I want to ask like for you, because like for us, like I mean, well, you especially me, I'm like the middle child here. Like I've been saying to y'all motherfuckers, but like you've grown most of your life without social media. Majority of your life, or what do you like? Not majority, but like a good amount. Like high school. When did you graduate high school?
06.
Yeah, I mean there wasn't like
No.
Instagram and like
Yeah.
Snapchat and shit, but
No. Yeah, but we had.
or like smartphones even.
Yeah, well, I had. No, you're right. In high school, I had the first smartphone, the first all touchscreen phone. It was a Sprint phone. I had that one.
Yeah.
But that was high school. Yeah, you're right. And then,
Yeah.
and then before that, we had MySpace. We pretty much had MySpace through high school and college.
Okay.
And then before that, though, we had like the chat rooms and shit that was popping. So we had our own things that were like also like social, but also
Yeah.
I was there when the internet was born.
Yeah.
So like as like a 13-year-old, I'm getting like the .com shit's popping.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
like right as I'm of age to like get on the computer, it's popping.
This motherfucker knows what I had the AOL shit, the modem, the. Do you even know what that is?
Do you mean the sound of
Yeah.
to connect to the
It
internet?
sounded like a dying cat. It was horrible, but
Yeah, I mean, dude,
a dial-up.
It's crazy to
that's what
think.
it
It's
is,
crazy to think that like I remember. Now that was one of my youngest memories,
Yeah,
but I do remember that having to be a thing.
you ain't that old.
During that time, I was just like,
Not that old, not that young though. Yeah, I'm right there.
Nah, yeah.
I've seen both worlds.
yeah, just during that time, I was just like, I was alive during that time, but I just wasn't aware yet of like social media
Well,
platforms
that-
or anything. So it like I really started realizing it when I was in like middle school, like or before a little bit before that.
Well, I guess like that. Well, my question was originally with that. What I was
Yeah.
going with that is like for us, since we're not like we haven't had it as long in our lifetime. We kind of, I feel like our generation or like your generation and then my little middle child generation, we kind of like it a little bit more. As opposed to like, I feel like y'all, since you grew up with it your whole life, some of y'all like don't either. It's kind of like, but there's like two things. It's like some of y'all are addicted
100%.
as fuck, and it's just nonstop. Like I'll like hear like because you can go on your phone, you can see how long you've been on like TikTok and shit.
Yeah.
And like I was actually at my girls' Thanksgiving thing, and they were like younger people. They had like I'm talking like it was like 10 hours on TikTok, like in a week. Or like longer even. I'm just like,
insane.
how? That's 10 hours of your life spending on an app, just
Yeah.
looking at stupid ass videos.
It's crazy.
And then you got people like, I feel like for you, you're not on your phone that much. You're not like
Yeah.
on social media to the T, like,
Yeah. I mean,
because you're just like probably over it because you've had it your whole life.
yeah. I mean, I guess there is that perspective because, yeah, even like a lot of my friends my age, I mean, there are some that post like a lot, but a lot of my followers, that post a lot are a lot older than me for sure.
Yeah,
I would say
right.
so. My generation. I mean, like, yeah, there are people that have great social media platforms and post all the time, but maybe they don't think it's as important. Me personally, I didn't like think of social media as something truly like that important until I had like a brand to like represent, and so like that's when I started making sure like things were in check as far as just how it looks. But as far as like posting and creating content, that's something I'm working on and trying to get better at because I'm very new to it. So
Yeah.
but also, yeah, I mean, I still like social media. I still go on it a lot. But that's interesting. That's very interesting. Like that people that didn't really have it back then care about it more now, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, because you think about like on Facebook, and I talked this about CRG in our last episode. Watch it. He was talking about like, bro, he's talking about Facebook Reels and Facebook blowing up. And like the thing is, Facebook, everybody on Facebook right now is past 40. Like it's either past 40 or it's people like maybe my age or your age who are like, they got families. They
Sure,
got
absolutely.
they're
all my friends have families.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like my friends that are on Facebook, they're the ones that are like, they got kids now, they have families, they're married and all this stuff, and that's like their go-to. And I feel like for everyone else, like especially your generation, it's definitely like more Instagram, Snapchat for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, and then like TikTok and all that.
Okay, so I guess where my mind's going with this conversation is were you prepared for like to be a DJ and then also have to become a content creator just because you're also a DJ? Like no one tells us
No,
one tells us that that's what it's turned
Yeah,
into.
no one told me
But
that.
that's exactly what it's turned into.
Yeah.
It has, and the answer is no. I wasn't at first. I didn't really know that like, okay, like this person has this because of like the followers. Like I didn't know any of that. So, and I didn't know like, especially in the DJ world and like in the industry, like that's important and it actually matters. Like
it does.
it really does. And so so no, at first I wasn't prepared, but then I started to like see how like other people did it and just start to realize what it actually was. And so now I think it's very important. I think that is something that needs to be right, especially if you have like a brand to represent, for sure.
It's just crazy how social media has so many aspects of things that almost kind of took away from the culture. Because you got to think, every flyer you see on Instagram used to be a guy passing out flyers to people. Or like you'd see all these flyers around just all over the place on the fucking floor. Like in Houston, they'd be throwing all these parties. Their flyers were legit fucking tiny little flyers or actual flyers.
Printouts.
Yeah. Print out flyers,
And now it's just some shit on Instagram. They don't even do that shit anymore. Like it's just wild.
Yeah. I mean, I think social media platform is very important now, for especially for DJs, and anyone who's trying to just boost like their business or whatever it may be. Instagram plays a lot into everything now. Or not only Instagram, but all social media platforms.
Now, I'll definitely like agree with that, but I also think that like we're also starting to see this social media era almost start to come to an end, because for one, start looking at like how many bots are in all these programs, because we rely so heavily on these specific apps, Instagram, Twitter. Look at the craziness that's gone on with Twitter over the past year, right? Being bought by Elon and being sold.
Do you think Twitter's still a thing though?
Twitter's still a thing, but I mean, there's a lot of changes. I think they just sold it, or they're going to sell again, or there's a lot of stuff going on that Twitter may not be like a social media platform. It may be a news platform. It may change. I mean, there's all these companies that have been one thing over the years and turned into something else. But with social media being the way it is and being so heavily botted, strictly maybe for like promotions nowadays, it's just not the same. Like, you're not just on there looking at like your fun shit that your friends are doing. Now it's everyone's either best life or they're trying to sell you something. That's all those apps are now.
Facts.
So what's the next thing? Like, what's the point of like getting into content creation whenever content creation eventually is going to be all AI
and all saturated
and all fake, right?
Yeah.
So you think down the line. I see social media crashing at some point. Something else has to take its place, but what's it going to be?
That's true.
That's kind of scary. What is it going to be? Like,
I think it's long form content. That's what I think YouTube is going to be. What people think, or what people are going to want to be able to tap into. I have so much fun on YouTube. There's so many great content creators that I follow and I've learned from, and so much, like, just YouTube has been an amazing platform lately.
Yeah.
I truly do believe YouTube's probably the greatest thing ever created.
Yeah. Going back.
That and Google.
Going back, I think that like when you ask what's going to take over, I think that it might be AI. Just because like it's so like just with everything. I mean, like people are going through college just using AI now. Like,
dude, that's insane.
And like it's to the point where like even like they have like readers that detect like the technology, but they can't detect it because like AI is getting to the point where like it knows that stuff. And so I think that I mean maybe I don't know what that means, but it's crazy.
I think
it's crazy.
I think that's a good point. I mean, I think just from what you said, I would interpret that as AI eventually is going to be making content for us as opposed to us making content for each other.
Yes, I think so too.
Dude, I think the sad part is like creativity eventually, because the thing is when you have the option to be lazy, there's a good majority that are going to take the lazy option of the population. And if you have something as easy as you got AI making music, you got AI writing books, you got AI doing the news, doing everything now.
And it's just came out.
It's going in a couple of years, that laziness is just going to take over. And so people are there's going to be no more creative. There's going to be very limited people like that anymore.
Well, the AI community is really going to get hit first by the scammers. So scammers hit everything first. And that's kind of what's going on right now. There's people that are doing those face mask things, and they're like they're putting Trump or something, and he's saying something outrageous, even though it's not really him. It's just an AI
I saw that.
formatted video of some sort, right? Or have you seen this one thing of Kanye like singing a bunch of country songs? It sounds like Kanye West singing country songs. And it's like all this stuff I thought it was
Darius Rucker.
They have like all these guys like they're
what?
They're like creating music like with these people's voices. It's so crazy, like just to think how like AI, how complex it is.
Like fucking Meek was getting mad at Drake like in 2016 over Ghost writing, and now we got fucking robots doing
Yeah,
it. Like,
no,
what the
this
fuck?
is-
Yeah.
this is some next
How you gonna
level.
go?
Like asking
Bro.
AI, can you write me?
Yeah.
How are you gonna go to beef with? Actually, that's a great thing. I want to see that one day. I want to see a beef war start with like a rapper and a fucking robot.
It's on its way. It's got to be right. I mean,
Kanye's gonna be the first. I swear to God, he's gonna be the first.
strictly for the publicity.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, so that's a unique concept of
Yeah,
how
yeah.
Instagram is so important, or like social media is so important for us to promote our brands. But yet, what's the state of social media? I mean, like as a young DJ, longevity wise,
Yeah.
how do you think about that?
I think about it like I see the guys that have done it and been successful at it, and I think it looks great. But again, like you're saying, like you made a great point. Like it might come to a crashing point, and so like I feel like the best way to go about that is just be great at what you do. It's just be the best DJ in the room.
You gotta have talent. Fuck these robots.
No matter what it is, it's just just be great at what you do, and I think that everything will follow no matter what. Like you don't have to, like if you're the best DJ in the world, there's like you don't have to.
You're gonna be all right.
You don't have to have an Instagram, and like you don't have to have this or that. Like you're the best.
So what's your opinion when you see a DJ who's not necessarily, he's kind of like bullshitting, like up there, like he's not really doing transitions to garbage, but he's getting paid twice as much as all of us. He's an Instagram, he's an influencer.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, it doesn't make me like upset at all. I mean, I think that like he's doing a great job. He got to that position. Like he did that himself. Like no matter how he did it, like if it was through Instagram or whatever, it doesn't mean that you're the best DJ, but you still got to that point and you still made a successful platform. I think that still takes a lot of hard work, no matter what. But also,
I'm gonna ask you that question next.
but I definitely like. I don't know how to like put words into it, but when I see a DJ that
talk shit, Marco.
when I see a DJ that doesn't have like the skills or something, like an Instagram famous DJ or something, it just puts it in perspective. Like you can do all this hard work, and like someone who just has more followers is going to be booked.
Do you think it hurts like the culture and
So
like
yeah, that outlook of it is like okay, like damn, but yeah, again, like for my personal perspective is just continue to like keep grinding and become like better and better and better. So like no matter what, like when you get to the point where you're like headlining and stuff, like there's like people can't take that from you. Like they can't take how good you are. So
facts.
Like your social media could get taken away any single day. Like who knows like what can happen. But like that's one thing you can't take away is like your skills and like who you are and like how you DJ and so that's my main focus. That's been my main focus for like the past couple of years. And that's why maybe my Instagram doesn't look as good as it does, is because like I'm trying to specifically focus on one area. Yeah. Yeah. And so, but I mean, again, we'll see where the social media stuff goes, but you're right. Like, yeah, people definitely get booked because of that.
Yeah.
For sure.
My take on it?
Yeah, I want to hear your take on it. Because it's two. I mean, like I said, I'm the middle child. Y'all are two completely different perspectives.
For sure.
Like I could, I could kind of relate to your generation.
Yeah,
your generation was above me. Your generation was below me.
Yeah.
But y'all are like separate.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to hear both y'all's spectrums.
I mean, me and Marco obviously work together a lot, and we think a lot alike. I do believe in that. Like, if you're a good DJ, you're gonna get work, and you'll find your way. I don't have a problem with the influencers DJing. What I think is funny is I think it's funny when they do get up there and they do a bad job and then they think they did a good job. and then but again, to me, I think it's funny and I just get a laugh out of it because it's like, well, I actually do understand how to move a room and how to collectively bring a group together as one unit. And that's what I do. But I don't think at the spots that I'm looking to play, they're looking for those kind of DJs.
Do you think it's kind of fake when the bar itself will kind of say something like, post something on Instagram or something, be like, yo, blah, blah, killed it, but you were there. And you know they didn't. Like, how do you think they're just kind of like giving in because they have the following? Because I've seen that.
Yes.
Before.
Yeah. I definitely think there's like the social media vision.
There's the following, like the energy in the room might be completely different just because someone else is there. Yeah. Someone with some influencer. The energy just might be through the roof just because they're in the room, and they could just be bad at DJing.
Facts.
But you could have a a great DJ, and he's still gonna move the room for sure. So there's those two sides of it, but yeah. I was, what was the last thing?
I just think
I lost my train of thought.
I just think in that scenario, right? Like especially with like social media and like those type of DJs, right? Let's just put them in the same nightclub category as us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. They're gonna get in and they're gonna go super quick to the top. They're also coming super back. They're coming down super just as quick.
Yeah.
So like it's a slow as like an arc like this, like a DJ career.
Yeah.
Theirs is like this. Because they're, social media, they're going to use it they're not going to follow the DJ career. They're going to use it to the next thing. Whatever. There's DJs that have shows or clothing brands. I mean, there's anything that they just follow and they move on to the next thing. Guys like us that are, in it that are long-term DJs, culture DJs, we have a different understanding on what we believe what success would be for DJing or what we expect for our ability to DJ.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, what has been, so far, what's been like your best experience so far since like you've started? You had some nights that were tough to play for. You're carrying a sub at one point.
Yeah.
Now you got some Friday night spots, right? Friday night resident.
Yeah, Friday night residencies. Just residencies throughout the weekends. I mean, there's been so many great moments and times so far. But definitely one that like stood out to me was probably my first nighttime gig doing like a club room, which was Greenlight Social
Austin,
and Greenlight Social Austin. And so it was a Saturday night, and so that was my first like nighttime like gig, and so that was very exciting to me. And I basically was preparing for so long and got there super early, and I was just so excited, like, and so it was just
that feeling is so tight. That feeling is so tight. Like whenever you're just like so hyped,
it's just like I've been working so hard, and like here's the opportunity, and so and so like just going up there, like there was so much, like I was definitely nervous.
I was gonna say, yeah, were the nerves like crazy?
The nerves were insane. They were insane at first. But
what do you do when you're nervous? Like,
I mean, there's not much. I feel like I deal with like nervousness, anxiety like very well.
Yeah,
like
okay.
And so like, or I deal with it in my own ways, and like I feel like it's fine. So like, I'll get up there, and then but the best feeling was that night. Just getting like an hour into the set and feeling like control over the room. Like I just like felt like a breath of like fresh air, and I like stepped back. I was like, this is dope. Like
it's beautiful.
I love this. Like I love doing this. Like
yeah.
And this is what I've wanted to do. Like this is my first time getting to really do what I want to do. And so, yeah, I mean that was just like a great like moment for me, a great like feeling. And so that just pushed me to like be better like the next time, because like
yeah,
I'm gonna have this feeling forever. Like I want to have this feeling forever. So like that just pushes me to like keep doing more. But that night specifically stood out a lot to me.
Your first weekend night at Greenlight.
Yes,
specifically.
Specifically that night stood out a lot. There has been like so many great nights though at other venues and places though. Like it's been a lot of fun getting to see different places and different vibes. Like it's so cool.
What about you?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like I want your the first time you were like, holy shit, I'm doing this right now.
South by Southwest opening for Rick Ross for sure.
That's pretty cool.
That was dope. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I wasn't alone. I had Grip with me, and Grip was on the mic. So it's always fun. Like I always enjoy having someone there with me. While the nights go on, especially like when you're there, because sometimes I even look at you guys. I'm like, should we run this? Should we? I like bouncing ideas off you guys.
Yeah,
because you definitely have a different opinion. And sometimes when we did our stuff at the Mark, and I would take his opinion, and I'd play it, and it'd go off, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like I gotta like it keeps you on your shit. Like keep taking in ideas, keep taking in stuff, because you can always get sharper. You know what I mean? No matter how long we've been doing this, we can always get sharper. So it's fun to have someone there. Grip was so hype on the mic, right? And we're doing hip hop at this time, obviously opening for Rick Ross, and it was cool. It was just a good vibe, man. It was a lot of Texas people there, so Texas music was easy.
Damn.
Me and Grip being from Houston played a bunch of Houston stuff.
That's that shit.
And then of course, we played the at the time it was March Madness Future. The time we did it, so like it's just a really good time for hype hip hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a fun set to do.
Yeah.
With him and experience that for that crowd and for that reason, that was fun.
That's what's up. Fuck it. Yeah. What do you guys think of these blue checks?
Okay, I'll let you go first.
For me, it's your gig.
My gig. Blue checks.
You're not getting paid though.
Yeah, not getting paid for this. Blue check.
So follow and sub, please.
Blue check.
Please, fucking
So
do it.
like and
don't-
subscribe, please.
Like, okay, is it really that hard to just click? Come on, guys. I'm sorry, I won't get into that. Go, keep going.
So blue checks. My outlook on it. At first I thought it was a corny thing. That was my first like outlook when I first saw it. I was like, oh, like you could just buy blue check now. But now that it's like been here for like a week or two, like I've started to realize that blue checks are like verified people. It kind of like lets people know that you're a verified like account and not a bot.
Oh shit! Wow.
And, like so bots basically I don't think can get blue checked. I mean, or at least it's like it's a way harder process.
They probably have that thing where like like the captcha thing where you have to
So
like.
yeah, I saw somebody make
Yeah.
a point where like they were like everybody thinks it's so corny, but really like these are like real verified accounts. Like you're not like because there's just so many scam accounts now. There's so many like bot accounts going up of like the same person or this or that, and so I mean in that outlook, I think blue checks are cool. I personally probably I mean I don't see the point in buying one myself, but that's just kind of my outlook on it. I see that perspective of it, especially for like people that have like a lot of followers.
Has anyone told you that perspective?
I did read a perspective. Yes.
Oh, you did hear that
Yeah,
perspective?
I did hear that.
Because you got to think too, like these people are paying. What is it like $15, $14.99 some shit? Like
oh,
a
so
month?
I didn't know it was like monthly. I thought it was like a one time like you buy
no,
it.
it's a subscription base
It's
now.
a subscription based.
For a
Okay,
blue
see, I
checks.
personally wouldn't have a subscription off of that.
Yeah, and that's where I think like because I remember blue checks meant some shit, and I remember especially for one person, Mr. Blue Checks himself, rest in peace, DJ Nice.
Yes, sir.
That man, when he got that blue check, bro, he was on the fucking top of the world. I was nonstop, yo. It's that blue check, cuz.
Shit was lit.
It's that blue check, and then and then I'll be like, I'd see him do shit, and I was like, damn, man, blue check ain't get you some shit.
I'll tell you, yeah.
Yeah. So now I mean
Yeah.
the hype's not there for it anymore.
There's zero hype
There's
for
zero
it now.
hype.
Now it's almost looked down upon, like, because it's just like it's almost like fake.
I think it goes back to stemming that this is like one of the many problems that's going to bring down some social media platforms.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that another one won't take its place, but I think that Instagram is not actually doing like it's not a smart move because you took away the exclusivity of it, which people were pissed off because they never could get it anyways. But you take away that value of it, so that's gone, and then you give it to everybody. Well, think about how many subscriptions you already have. Like
Facts.
a lot. We
A
already
lot.
have,
Especially
ton.
as a fucking DJ.
So
Oh my
then
God.
you want me to subscribe just to prove that I'm a real person on your platform?
Yeah, no.
It's like a platform that we don't make money on. At least we don't.
No.
So like as a consumer, and I get it that Instagram has been used as a tool for business, right, for our DJ careers. I get that.
For sure.
But also, let's not forget, Instagram doesn't generate money for us. It's almost just like at this point, I'd rather put more emphasis into my EPK and send that out, as opposed to them having a source like Instagram to go where I'd have to check and see if you're a real DJ or what kind of like that. That's where like people look at your
Yeah.
background in DJing as your Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Right, for sure. Yeah. And it's not too hard to depict like real accounts from fake accounts. So it's not too hard to do that. So with that being said, like a blue check's not super important for that, but again, like I wouldn't pay a monthly subscription.
Because I know
And that's a great point. Like you're not making money off this platform, so why pay for it?
exactly. It's just I know like some people. Well, now it's like I look at my. Sometimes I'll check, like who's looking at my shit, and now it's just like blue check, blue check, blue check, blue check, blue check, and I'm just like, and I'll look at them. It actually, I mean, I will say that it works because not subconsciously, but I am actively like I see them more, if it makes sense. Maybe because I'm programmed to see blue check and think, oh, that's someone who's probably got some kind of influence or something, or is probably semi-important. So that's why I guess I still have that in my brain. But now I look at all these people and I click on it and like, you have like 600 followers. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I look through it and I'm like, you're just a normal dude.
Yeah.
Like you're not a photographer. You're not anything. You're just some guy on Instagram. Like you just have an account. This is just a personal account. There's no business. You're literally not getting we are technically kind of getting paid sometimes because I have been booked through DMs, through Instagram. That is technically my source of communication for a lot of gigs that I've gotten in my life. So in a sense, I am kind of getting paid through Instagram, which is nice. But for these people, it's like you're literally nothing. It's just your fucking social media.
They don't want to be left out.
Yeah, I guess it's just
What else-
it's just
what-
a cool thing at that point.
What else would it be?
Yeah, but it's crazy to pay that much money for that.
Yeah, it was probably a big move on the social media platform. Not that they need the money, but they probably made a ton of money from people feeling that way. And
Yeah.
like, you know, just paying monthly subscription, people are gonna have it, you know, forever. And like,
It's just
gonna be
we've seen
reoccurring.
this shift from social media accounts or platforms wanting users to now just getting everything they can out of users. They already have users, so now they're just taking more money from us.
Yeah.
Just trying to get paid any way possible at this point. And to me, that's how you lose users.
We're about to have a dog here. Just hold on 1 second. Y'all keep going.
Yeah. So personally, I think that blue checks aren't worth it to me personally, but maybe in other people's shoes it is.
I'd have to agree. I don't think for me in this point in time, I don't think it does anything for my career that makes me want to spend the $12-15 a month.
Yeah.
But I do think, yeah, I mean, I like the fact that it's available to everyone. Like, that's cool. But
For sure, yeah.
again, I just don't know how, like, as someone that uses Instagram a lot for their platform, it's pretty much the platform that I use for myself. And the fact that I say that I don't have a need for it, you see the disconnect there? You know what I mean? Like,
sure,
like
yeah.
so I just think there's plenty of people that don't use Instagram the way I use it or rely on it the way I use it. And I just don't think that monthly, long term, I don't think it's going to last.
I don't either, and that's where you go back to the whole like, what the fuck are we gonna? It's gonna like the next 5 years.
So basically, you
It's gonna
stop.
be crazy.
Something's going to change for sure.
Oh yeah.
So basically, you're saying like you stop paying the monthly subscription, they take away your blue check.
Yeah. That's all it is.
And so it's just a subscription.
I wonder like
That's all it is.
so like how did you get your blue check before? Like I don't think they were paying for it, right?
No,
I thought it was
think-
something you earned.
I think Instagram had people on their site
Like radar,
actively
right? Yeah.
actively seeking out figures.
Yeah, like
Public
you had to
figures
like
or whatever
yeah.
whatever they wanted to verify them, whether they thought that would be, you know, used for political or celebrity or whatever. I don't know what the criteria is. I don't think anybody.
I think
they've
they
ever posted what the
legit
criteria is.
had like not even lying like parties and like events for blue check people. Like you had to have a blue check to enter. Because I think Nice told me this. I might be bullshitting, but
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
but like now it's like what the fuck? Well, that's gone because there's no that's the thing with some people like, and I think in the world we live in today, I feel like everybody is so easy to just jump at something that they want if it's easily accessible instead of truly like putting like work in or earning it. Like these people, yeah, influencers, whatever. Some people just got it, whatever, but they still got it. You know, respect. They got that thing. They did something to get it.
It's just not exclusive anymore.
It's not, and taking away that exclusivity is just, it's just sad. It just makes it so like everybody can just not put in work and just be something.
which it just shows a louder statement that money is more important than anything else.
And the sad part is that's Instagram,
Yeah, absolutely.
which
Yeah.
they
Well,
fuck.
it's meta.
Who the fuck thought of that shit?
What do you mean, the blue check thing?
Yeah, that was such a dumb idea.
No, it's probably because of all the economic hardships that we're in. The company needs to make
Yeah.
money somehow, and they're just like, I'm sure all these ideas are just on the back burner.
They
They're just like,
needed-
we can make money like this, and they just flip a switch.
They had to be like, all right, we know this isn't gonna last, but it's gonna. They made some decent. I know they made some decent ass money, and they're still making decent ass money off this shit because these motherfuckers with blue checks still have it.
I think Meta's losing money. I'm pretty sure Meta.
Really?
I'm pretty sure Meta's losing money because they're putting so much into the metaverse that they're not making. So I'm pretty sure Meta as a company
God.
that owns Instagram.
Hey yo, for the
Say
people in the chat, welcome back, Obi.
It looked like he was about to say
Yeah,
something the way he got
Hey.
up
I was waiting for him to say something.
Yo, he's like, bitch, you gonna lock me in the room? I'm out.
Well, tell
You don't hear me crying, you fuck. Hey, talk to the audience. What's up? Oh
Yo,
He
shit.
stepped up.
See, he ain't scared.
Hey, you just got groomed. Oh my fucking god. He's like, take me out. He just wants to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, playful mood.
He is in a playful mood. He got groomed today. First time in a
Really good.
long time. He smells good. He's a good dog.
Yeah.
Me and Obi have been through so much. It's insane.
How's he liking the move?
Oh no, no lie. He was kind of tripped out. Like he was definitely like searching around. He actually wouldn't leave his bed. So right there,
Oh yeah.
below you. That's a bed that from my old apartment in my room, and that's where he slept most of the time. When you look at me like that, my guy. But nah, he wouldn't leave there. I think because he was like, this smells familiar. Everything else is weird. And yeah, he was just stuck there for a minute. And I was like, come on, bro. Like, get on the couch. Like, chill.
Yeah.
And now he's definitely comfortable now.
I mean,
but-
it is a big difference from where you just came, I feel like.
I mean, side note too, like when I first got him. So I'll just say this real quick. Little backstory of how I found this dude. He ran into my aunt's house in Houston. And like I saw it on her Snapchat. And I was like, hey, yo, you got a new dog? She's like, nah, this fool just ran in my crib. Like, and she put him in the backyard. I was like, well, fuck, let me have him. And I was like fucking around. But then she was like, wait, for real? And I was like, oh, shit, I do want a dog. And then fucking 6 years later, I have this dog. I don't know where he came from, but he's been with me ever since. But it's crazy because, like, when I brought him up to my place in San Marcos at the time, he didn't know how to get up the stairs.
Really?
No, he didn't know what stairs was.
Wow.
Interesting.
So
And same with water. He didn't know what water was. Like,
You got him like a puppy, or he was already?
he was about a year old. So it's just like, I don't know what he did. Like he literally didn't. He went upstairs super slow because he didn't know what it was. He was freaked out by stairs. Nah, dude, this dog's a trip. Love this fucking dog.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, back to blue checks. I'm gonna get Obi a blue check. Fuck. Yeah.
Hope he needs a blue
This
check.
dog himself could be a fucking celebrity.
He'd do
Look
much.
at that
He'd do
one-
much better social media than
Dude,
than
all
any
of us. Look at that one ear just popping up. Like, yo.
Oh no.
Bloop. Hey, you like him now or what?
Me?
Yeah, you wearing white, so I guess it works.
Yeah.
What?
No, I'm talking about the last time he was here. He was like, "Hey, yo, get off me."
It's because we were about to go to a gig and I'm wearing black and he like rubs his whole.
Asshole. On you. Hey, by the way, I have a side comment for Marco.
Yeah.
Hey, so when's Marco P getting out of jail?
Bro, that's a funny ass story.
Wait, what?
Do you know,
Tell
do you
it.
know about this?
Tell it.
So so basically so this goes back, when was this?
Hold on. I heard this story. You have to tell me again. Tell me again.
I'm gonna tell you
yeah.
again, but this is about probably over a year ago. This is a while ago. At the time, I'm DJing at Play. I forget what days I was doing, but I was DJing over there, and we had at the time, one of our past managers, David, he was working as a barback, and so like we would DJ and like I would be there, and he knew who I was, but at the time like my DJ name was Marco P, and so he knew of me as Marco P, and so like he would go like hang out with Kino because he knew Kino more, and Kino told him, David had asked Kino where Marco P had went since I changed my name, and it was Marco Anthony. So Kino told him that Marco P went to jail.
In the random talks that you normally say, in this random stuff that you
So,
come up with.
Now
I know.
At this point, David thinks there's a Marco Anthony and a Marco P, and Marco P is in jail,
Is in jail.
and Marco Anthony's a completely different person. So basically, like a year later, David comes up to me and he's like, "Yo, like, where's Marco P at?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And like, I thought he was just messing with me, and I was like, "That's my old DJ name." He was like, "Yo, like, I thought he was in jail."
Yo. Hey, man.
And I was like, "Nah, bro." Like, I was like, "Who told you that?" And he said Kino, and I was like, "Oh wow, fuck!" Like, I already knew.
Bless you. All right.
He doesn't.
That's cool.
He doesn't quite know the Kino humor just yet.
Nah,
No.
I have a very weird sense of humor. I'm very
Yeah. So
dark
that's so
sometimes.
Random.
yeah.
Random as
Some
fuck.
people that I went to jail. Yeah.
No, you didn't go to jail. Marco P went to jail.
Right.
That's a different person.
Marco P no longer exists.
Yeah.
No longer.
But we want Marco Polo.
I
It
can
would
change it.
fucking hit, you shit.
Yeah, I thought that one was good.
Bro, right? That's
Yeah.
what I was saying.
Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
I thought of
Bro,
that.
me,
everybody calls me that.
I always love that one.
For the audience, me and Rec literally spent like a solid hour thinking of names for this guy.
We sat around one night and
Yeah,
we genuinely thought, we're like, okay, what?
No, he
what is
wasn't
it
even
gonna-
there. It was you,
Oh,
just
was it
you and me. We were just talking
Oh.
about like, bro, what could his name be?
Wow.
And that's why we were like calling you Marco Polo, because we were like Marco Polo's fire.
I mean, I'm used to that.
I just think of I also didn't realize like that'd been like a joke your whole life.
I mean, it makes sense.
All I thought was like think of the marketing aspect.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what I mean?
bro,
I was like,
like
it's gonna be so easy, Marco Polo.
He wears
Like,
polo
like,
shirts and shit.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been.
He plays polo. Nah.
It's never too late.
Polo G all night.
Polo G. Yeah, right.
Hey,
Fuck it. That's your shit.
That's my shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of music, I want to take a top into music. So, like, where do y'all think music scene? Like, where is the market going? And like, what do y'all think? Where is it gonna be heading to? Like, popularity wise and genres.
I think as like a club DJ, I think like the main two genres are tech house like remixes, whether it be any type of house, really, just house remixes of top 40 songs and of any song, and hip hop. I think those are the two, and also Latin too. I'll include Latin as well. I think those three genres are the top three, and I think that's kind of.
Yeah. Do y'all think it's interesting that like most of these people are sampling things, like a lot of like EDM, bro? Just hit your head on my chair.
But,
A lot of EDM DJs are like Skrillex, for instance, and David Guetta and all them are like they're sampling stuff from the 90s.
Yeah,
A lot of that. Yeah.
I mean stuff like that. Yeah, like the top, but like again, like the house top 40 remixes or of any song that includes every genre. Like you can have a rock, house song that it has like the rock part in it, but it also goes to like house. Same with hip hop, same with any genre. Like you can still like, so like that's where I think like the clubs at least that we're playing at right now is like that's where it's heading. But again, there's all types of clubs. Like there's Latin clubs and stuff like that. But yeah, I think like the DJs right now like are creating like a lot of like house remixes for sure.
I think we're definitely good. I think we're definitely getting back to. I think you would agree with me. We're definitely getting back to the party era.
I think it's a part two.
Yeah. We're getting back to, because essentially what I think is like the number one genre of the world for the last decade has been hip hop, right? It's been all hip hop dominant. Even like in the house rooms, we're playing hip hop remixes.
Yeah.
So it's, I think hip hop has definitely been the.
I mean, I wouldn't say forever though, because there was one time period, and you were in this time period.
Oh no, I mean forever. I mean maybe the last decade or so.
Okay, last decade, yes, because I would say like definitely like in the 2000s, rock was up there.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, like I mean, there was a bunch of rock remixes and EDM remixes.
I would definitely agree with him saying like it's like going back like to the party aspect of it, because like yeah, like I feel like we are playing like a lot of older songs but remixed newly. But yeah, I mean that's kind of the direction. I mean right now like the older songs are hitting because like
it's just bringing back that nostalgia.
Yeah,
I feel like they're trying to hit on a certain like they're trying to hit with the new and the old at the same time.
I think we're getting back into where like the top 40 chart looks different than it has in the past few years. It's not just pop on the top 40 chart anymore. We have Morgan Wallace doing, last night is
Morgan Wallen's killing it.
Morgan Wallen, sorry.
he's killing it. Yeah.
So like there's, country edits coming out.
Yeah.
Right. So the top 40 Billboard, the songs are getting remixed over and over again.
So crazy.
It looks different because they're in different genres now. There's some hip hop, there's some country, there's some actual house
That's why I really
producers,
wouldn't,
right?
yeah.
And like we haven't had that since back in the day when we were talking about whenever there was Rihanna on the chart, there was Drake on the chart, there was Calvin Harris on the chart. We're talking three different things.
You got David Guetta and Rihanna back on the charts, just like in the 2010s, bro.
Calvin Harris is coming back.
Calvin Harris is coming back, yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have all these people. Like I really do feel like we're about to hit like a new, especially because like COVID. And I think COVID sparked this because we were all stuck. And I feel like now that we're like all finally like, I mean, not finally, it's been a couple of years, or like a year or two, but I feel like it sparked this little party gene in everybody that everybody just wants to kind of bring out. And especially musically, that's why we're kind of like getting into that big room-ish type vibe again. Like I feel like it really is going to come back. And I hope so, because that was fucking fun.
I hope so too. That's essentially what what I focus on. So
like that started your DJing, and
Yeah.
that was my high school life.
well, that era, that 2009,
Fucking love that era.
2012 era,
Yeah.
where it was like G6 and
Bro.
and Feel So Good, Calvin Harris type stuff, Party Rock Anthem,
Right.
like that era was really where I was like, okay, this is the direction of DJing I want to go, because I saw how much energy the room had when you would play it.
Yeah.
And so that's what kind of sparked me to go in that direction.
That's pretty cool because like even those tracks were original tracks like that you would play.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would need a remix of it. I mean, when
So
you would
good.
drop a G6, I mean, the whole room would shake.
It would shake.
Like sometimes, like when I'm at a private, like a prom or something, I'll still play Shots, the OG, because I'm not playing a bunch of edits at proms. They want the original shit.
Yeah.
But I'll play Shots, and I'm like, damn, this, like just listening to it, like this shit by itself is still fucking fire. Like I'll be bumping, I'm like, yo, this already is a good fucking song. Shots.
Yeah, it was a
Like,
banger.
That's wild, man.
It was a banger. Eric Deluxe wrote that.
No shit.
Eric Deluxe wrote Shots.
I heard about
I think
that.
I heard about
That's-
that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Was he taking shots?
I'm sure.
A lot of shots.
I imagine. I imagine the 42 crew was out.
Oh yeah.
Dude, and like, what's his name is making a new party rock song. Remember? We just talked about it.
Oh, Red is it Red Foo or
Red Foo.
Red
yeah.
Foo. Yeah, and Danger Zone. Did Danger Zone produce it? I mean, he's the DJ behind it. I'm sure he produced it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a DJ.
Yeah.
And I just wonder when the next, like, what is it, Harlem Shake comes out.
Oh, there's a banger right now.
Which one?
Like someone reproduced Harlem Shake.
No, I'm talking about like a new one.
Oh, a new.
Like a new,
I watched
like,
I watched a YouTube video about Psy,
yeah.
Gundam style.
Gangnam
yeah,
Style, that's the
Gangnam-
one.
Gangnam
Yeah,
You're talking about that kind of like song that just
yeah,
takes
like
over?
those songs, like it was Harlem Shake, then it was
Yeah, like takes over.
Gun.
That doesn't happen anymore, does it? When was the last time we had a song like that?
That's what I'm
maybe
saying.
the
Maybe
Kevin.
maybe I say right now something put it in that perspective is maybe Just Wanna Rock. Like I feel like well it didn't even
That's
take
just-
it didn't even take over like that.
That's just
but-
Jersey Club
yeah
mixed
but-
in with hip hop.
Well,
Mixed in with Uzi, like it's
Mixed in
not like
with-
Uzi's
With
not like
Uzi.
it's not like Uzi's not like well known. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
Uzi's
Exactly.
the
you're,
guy.
you're talking about something that just comes out of
like
nowhere.
bro, he
feel like that song
Psy did
kinda
not
died.
have any statements in the U.S. and then took over
took over
for
That's-
6 months or whatever,
Yeah.
however long the reign was.
That man won the lottery on that song. He could have just, he hasn't done shit as far as we know. So like he made,
Oh no! In that video, I saw it. It told me, it gave me
Oh,
some
really?
some background about him. Apparently, in Japan or wherever he's from, gangster. Like he's well known. Like he has talent agency ready to go.
shit.
Before that, he had 2 albums. Like yeah, Psy over there is like gangster.
I
It's
mean,
like,
he pulled out. He was
like
just,
Psy over there is like our Snoop Dogg.
oh,
Like he
that's
just resonates
wild.
with like generations and shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's kind of fire.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we don't have shit like that anymore, man. Like and like even before then, so that era was the whole like group dancing shit, like Gangnam Style as a whole. That's when like the videos like Vine and shit were coming out. So that's what created that.
Yeah, there's a lot of
But in the 2000s, it was all line dances and shit. Just Crank That Soldier Boy, Teach Me How to Dougie, all these things. This was the early 2000s. So it's like, what the fuck do we have now? Like, what is our thing? Like, at this time period? Like, what is it a dance? Like, I don't know.
I mean, it's just changed so much. Like everything has just changed.
I feel like it is all these little TikTok challenges.
yeah.
and
So
shit.
like there's TikTok viral like songs. I feel like
Yeah.
that.
no. I
But
think
they're
now-
not doing that in the club, though.
I
most
think
of the time.
no, but I think now people know where they want to go party. Like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
before you would go to one club and then you'd have this one club trying to run different genres to keep an open format thing going. Now no one's really too focused on being an open format spot. People are heavily doing what they do.
That's true. I mean,
Like have we noticed that recently? Like
Yeah.
how many like we talk about like take 6th Street because there's so many bars in a row that they're all playing the same kind of thing.
yeah.
Yes and no, but they're not all playing open format. They're all playing like Latin.
And that's why there's
Oh.
50,000 Latin nights on Thursday.
So
Good point. Yeah.
my thing, yeah, but like, but they're getting specific. And before it was like open doors. And I remember in 2010, 6th Street, we'd start off with like 80s rock, move into, pop music, and move into, popular EDM, move into hip hop, and go back into popular EDM, back and forth like that. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of the format back then. But it wasn't like it was everything. We had to run through everything in a night because you were going to get everybody. Now I feel like everything is so specific, right? I mean, we're playing in rooms that are, hey, this room. I mean, at any of your gigs, do you have a big open format, or are you playing a big genre?
A big genre
of one gig, of one section, and then a little bit of something else, correct?
for sure.
Would you say some of your gigs are like that?
I mean, Cantina's mostly Latin.
I would agree.
Majority.
I would say the majority of my gigs are either house or big room, mixed in with a little bit of hip hop.
It definitely just depends, and you are 100% accurate because like at Concrete, like I can play hip hop, and I'll play hip hop the whole night, and then I'll play a little bit of EDM there. But at Cantina, it's the opposite. I can't play I'll play a little bit of hip hop, mostly Latin, and then I'd say a quarter EDM, a little more EDM there, just because it's Rainy. Rainy's definitely probably one of the last few streets that is truly open format, just because of all the tourists. That's the only reason.
Rainy will still allow you to get some range going for sure. Absolutely.
Even with my bar supposedly being the Latin bar, it's still Rainy at the end of the day.
Yeah. I've heard you touch base on, from EDM to R&B and mixed in with all your Latin that's already there.
I definitely try to play it all. It's crazy. I actually hung out with the staff. You don't always get to hang out with like the bar staff. And I actually did this past Sunday just because like they were at Tipsy and I just said hi. And I wanted to get, cause I've been there almost a year now. So I wanted to get there, like pick their brain. Like, what do you think of me? Like, what do you think of the music? And they were like, they don't like the Latin. They're tired of the Latin. They don't want the reggaeton anymore. They don't want any of that. They want like the straight hip hop. They want
normal shit.
They want the house music. But
they want like a club vibe.
And that's the thing that I told them. I was like, you got to realize if I stop playing Latin music, that's going to be a solid, I'm not even lying, 50% of the clientele is going to leave. Yeah. And you're going to watch those numbers drop.
And then their tips drop.
And then tips drop, money drops, everything drops. And that's where you have to put almost like, you have to put pride aside and kind of just do the job.
You still have to make your club money. Again, like, let's not ever forget, like, our job is to help make the club money. We're there to help.
Yeah.
If we're not helping, what are we doing?
Exactly.
We need to help the club make money.
Granted, I would love if this was a reality and if AI makes this shit, like fucking virtual reality, fucking bar clubs to where like the crowd is literally just the crowd you want that day. Like you're just like house, hip hop, you pull up and you just play that set. That'd be fucking great. That doesn't work.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
I think there's good and bad things to it. I definitely miss having being more open format than anything, because you could just tap into a bunch of different bags just for a little while in each one,
Yeah.
And kind of.
The only thing with those bags though is you have to pay the basic stuff of the bags. You can't go in the deeps.
I would agree with that.
And that's what kind of sucks.
I'd agree with that.
I don't like that.
But as an open format DJ, we understand how hard it is to play multiple things. So like, and music comes out so fast now. Like, do we really have a choice? Can we really genuinely keep up that well, or continue to make new routines of old songs? No, we're gonna keep the same 2000 set we have now. Yeah. We're gonna play because we know it works. Also, the people that we're probably playing it to don't hear it all the time because it's not like we're playing it all the time.
No. Yeah.
So it's like, it's almost like once you have, like, for me currently, like I have this 2000s and 90s type of set system that I can use over and over again, and it's not the same exact set, but it's essentially the same songs, edits. I'm not looking for new edits of these songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, so I know how to manipulate these songs so well because I've had them for so long at this point. And I feel like those sets don't change too much, and I just focus on more of the new stuff that's coming out, or how I can innovate the new stuff as opposed to try to reinvent the wheel for the old stuff that really is not even no one really cares about that much anyways.
For sure. I agree.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, it look like we are hitting the end of this. Do you have anything to say, because this is your podcast?
Man, I appreciate you having me here.
For sure.
Yeah, it was great.
When you going to EDC again?
Hopefully soon.
Soon.
Shit. Next
Hopefully
week.
soon.
We in this bitch.
Yeah, Jake's got to get with it,
Oh, yeah. Well, for everybody, he's at Greenlight on Friday. Pull up on him. And
what is your Instagram account?
It's at DJ Marco Anthony.
Oh, we'll put it up at the end.
Okay, that's right.
I don't know how my brother did it. He did it with the phone and shit.
Oh, actually, I saw the I saw the CRG one. Actually, it's the whole page. It actually looks really cool.
And shout out to my brother. He's the one that edits all this. I don't do shit but this. As you can tell, I'm laying back in this chair. Shout out to him. He's the one that does all this. Fucking phenomenal job. Good job. But all right, guys. Peace.
All right, later. Peace.
We out.